Doc, pay, blind, ears, neck, ears travel cards. Alert. Ears travel cards would like to find and connect to devices on your. This app will be a. Don't. Okay. Ear, skip. Ears,
Using one coin
Eric,
to play.
voiceover
You
off.
have 5 coins left. To get more coins, press buy or upgrade game.
Voiceover on. But setting. Help. Current card game. Road trip.
Using one coin to
Voiceover
play.
off.
To go back to the main menu, swipe up with 3 fingers. Starting road trip, 2,000 miles. You are playing with Bob, who is a good player. Dealing your cards. Dealing Bob's cards. 100. 75. 100. Power go. You drew end of limit from the deck. You played power go.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob played go.
You drew 100. Power repair. Go. Power repairs. You played power repairs. You drew go from 200. 50. 200. You played 200.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob played 100.
You drew 100. End of 100. Go. 100. You played 100. You drew flat tire. Flat tire. You played flat tire on Bob.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob discarded go.
It's your turn. You drew 25. 21. Go. 100. You played 100.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob discarded stop.
You drew 75 from 25. 75. You played you drew 100. 100. You drew go from go. You have traveled 575 miles. And played 200 miles cards. Power card power go. Power card power repairs.
Bob has traveled 275 miles. Bob cannot go because of a flat tire card.
1. Go. 100. You played 100.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob discarded 100.
You drew new tire. New tire. 75. You discarded 75. You drew 100. Go. Go. 25. You played. You drew go for 100. You played 100.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob discarded 50.
You drew new tire. Go. New tire. Here are the remaining cards in the deck. Distance 50. 7 cards. Distance 100. 10 cards. Repairs. 4 cards. Speed limit. 2 cards. More gas. 6 cards. Distance 75. 4 cards. New tire. 4 cards. Power tire. 1 cards. End of limit. 4 cards. Distance 25. 8 cards. Crash. 2 cards. Go. 8 cards. Flat tire. 1 cards. Distance 200. 3 cards. Stop. 3 cards. Out of gas. 2 cards. Go. New tire. Go. End of limit. 50. You played 50. You drew 25. New. Go.
Bob has traveled 270.
You have traveled 850 miles. New. 25. New. Go. New. Go. Go. End. 50. You played 50.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob discarded end of limit.
You drew 100. Go. Go. New. Go. New tire. 20. 100. You played 100. You drew stop. Stop. You discarded stop. You drew new tire from new tire. You discarded new. You drew new tire from new tire. You discarded new tire. You drew more gas from. You played new tire. You drew go from the go. 25. Go. 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 End of limit. Go. You played go. You drew 20. Go. 25. You played 25.
Bob has traveled 207.
You have traveled 1025 miles. You drew 25. 20. 25. You played 20. You drew 50. You played 50. You drew new tire. New tire. You discarded. You drew 70. You played 75. You drew 100. 100. You played 100. You drew end of limit. New tie. End of limit. You discarded end of limit. You drew crash from the deck. Crash. Crash.
Bob has traveled 275 miles. Power card, power gas.
You played crash on Bob.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob discarded more gas.
You drew 50 from the 50. You played 50.
Bob drew.
You drew 200. 200. You played 200.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob discarded 50.
You drew 25. 25. You played 25. You drew go from the deck. New tie. Go. More gas. Go. You played go. You drew repairs. Go. New. End. 25. You cannot play 25 because you must. You have traveled 1000. End of limit. Go. End of limit. Repairs. Go. End. Go. New tire. Go. Go. More gas. You played more gas. You drew out of gas. New tire. End of 20. Go. Repair. Out of gas. You discarded out of. You drew 200. 200. You cannot play 200 because 200 miles cards were already played. You discard. You drew stop from. Stop. You played stop on Bob.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob discarded repairs.
It's your. You drew 100. 100. You played 100.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob discarded more gas. Bob has traveled 275.
You have traveled 1650 miles. You drew 50 from 50. You played 50. You drew 25. 20. Go. Repair. 20. End of limit. 25. End of limit. You discard. You drew go from the new tie. Go. Repairs. You cannot. 25. You played 25. You drew 50. 50. You played 50. You drew 20. You have traveled 1775.
Bob has traveled 275 miles. Power card, power gas. Power card, power tire.
25. You played 25. You drew 50. 25. 50. You played 50. You drew end of limit. 25. You played 25. You drew 100. 100. You played 100.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob played 100.
You drew stop from. End of. Stop. You played stop on Bob.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob played go.
You drew 100. End of limit. 100. You cannot play 100 because you cannot go further than 25 or. Go. Go. New. Go. 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 You discard. Out of cards. Moving discard pile to deck and shuffling the deck. You drew go from the. New. Go. New tire. You discarded. You drew speed. Speed limit. You played speed limit on Bob.
Bob drew a card from the deck. Bob played end of limit.
It's. You drew 100. Go. 100. You discarded. You drew 25. 25. You played 25. You scored 2000 points for distance, 200 points for power cards, and 0 points for power-ups. You scored an additional 400 points for a completed trip. Your total score is 2,600 points.
Bob scored 1050 points for distance, 200 points for power cards, and 0 points for power-ups.
You scored 2,600 points, and beat your prior high score of 0 points.